Hi guys, it's Ariana. Hope you're doing well. I'm super excited about today's video because I am going to be doing a full, extensive review of Halara's Flex Denim, which is their whole line of bottoms that look like denim, but has a feel of like a legging or like a lounge pant. I really wanted to kind of like try a bunch of different styles for you and really see if they live up to the hype or if they're just like a glorified jegging, which no shade to the jegging. I'm going to be as honest and brutal as possible. They did send me all of these pieces to try out, but all of these opinions and thoughts are going to be my own. I have a couple other like reviews and things collaborating with them in the past, so you can watch them below if you would like to. I've tried a variety of things from their brand, and overall, I would say I'm quite impressed. There's a couple of styles that I wasn't very like keen on, but there's also a couple things that I wear all the time, like their exercise dresses. So of course they do have activewear. A couple of new ones that I got here before we get into all of the denim. I wanted to get some like sports bra or like yoga top type of things. So I have a white one here that's kind of got a square neckline to it and then a crisscross detail in the back. And then I also did pick out a pink one. This one has even more of like a lace up in the back, which I think is really cute. And I also love this color. I just think it's so fresh and cute and flirty. And this one is actually a bit of a longer line top, which makes it so that I feel a little bit more comfortable. I can just wear this if I'm doing like Pilates or like some workout, whereas this one is a little bit shorter, so I probably wouldn't do that. This is almost more like a bra to me, although it is long enough to kind of like reach the top of like high-waisted leggings. But I'm going to of course link everything that I talk about in this video, as well as give you my code, so if you want to check them out you can do that. But let's go ahead and get into the denim pieces, and I'm going to give you my true honest thoughts about them. I did get a couple of styles that I showed in a previous video, so I want to start there because I kind of want to like recap. And this is kind of like my comparison point, I feel like. So first off, I had these two pairs of the same style, but in two different washes. This light blue wash and then also the beige. This is a wide leg and it's actually a crop with a cuff here at the bottom as well. Both of these I got in a medium, but this one I got in a regular length, and then this one I got in the petite length. I'll leave all of the different sizes that I got for each item down below also. And for reference, right now I'm about between an 8 and 10. Kind of depends on the brand, but I feel like my sizing has really just like changed a lot just like within the last year after having my second baby and postpartum and losing a little bit of that baby weight as well. So yeah, kind of all over the place, but I will say I'm pretty much like a size medium in a legging. So I kind of went off of that and got mediums because since these are super stretchy, that maybe that would be the best way to go about it. I do think it's really awesome that they've got petite lengths for things as well. Not for all of the items, but for a lot of them they do. I'm only 5'2", so petite length is what I need if I need it to not be like dragging across the floor. But this is a cropped style, so I thought if I got a regular length, then it might be like the perfect full length for me, and turns out it was. But yeah, I absolutely love these ones. I know like these I'm gonna get so much wear out of. I really like the style of these. I've actually already worn the white ones a couple times. So most of the ones that I picked all have the true denim details to them, like the actual functional button and zipper. It has belt loops and pockets and all this stuff, and I think that's what really makes it look truly like denim and not just like a legging. I do have a couple styles that don't have it, and I'll show you just to like compare so you can see. But like look at the details, even like on the pocket they have this like little label, which I think is really cute. I even think like the wash of the denim looks really good, like a true denim. There's a little bit of like an up close for you so you can see that. And of course super stretchy. Like look at the stretch on that, and it's got 4-way stretch, so it like stretches in all directions. So that makes it super, super comfortable and literally like you're wearing a lounge pant, which phenomenal, honestly. Now I will say this particular style, I guess because it's more of like a wider leg, kind of looser fit, it is a little bit loose like around the hip area and kind of this crotch area as well. I kind of wish it was a little bit more snug. So I think I maybe would have had to like size down on that. Maybe if I would have gotten the small, it would fit a little bit more snug here across the hips. Like it does feel comfortable kind of everywhere else, but since it is such a high waist, that's another thing to note as well. These are very, very high waisted. Like if you've got a short torso, or if you are petite like me, then their high waist is going to be like quite a bit above your belly button. So just a note on that, but I do really like those a lot. And then this one with the metallic threading through it, this one is a straight leg fit, but also high-waisted. And what really drew me to this one was it has like a little bit of a silver thread through it, which I think is kind of cool. Honestly, could be good for like the holidays, and with it being a dark wash as well, I think that's really fun for like winter time. But what also drew me to this one is it's got contrast stitching all throughout it, which I thought was really cute. So yes, also super comfortable. There was another wash of this metallic denim as well that I feel like didn't look as good. I did have to get this in a regular length. I don't think they had this in petite, otherwise I would have gotten that. It's slightly long for me. It's not crazy, not to the point where like I can't walk. Looks like it'd be pretty easy to hem. It's just simple like straight stitch across with like a white thread or something. So this is the black bootcut pair that I showed in the other video as well. This one's actually a mid-rise. It's still high rise on me because I'm short, but it's not like to your rib cage high. This could very easily like replace like a black legging or something if you are trying to get away from wearing athleisure or wearing leggings all the time like me. This feels just as comfy and stretchy, just like leggings, but has some of those extra details like I said. Now, for some reason, this is also a medium petite, but is a little bit more fitted and snug around the hip area, which I really like about it. It feels a little bit more true to like a medium for like a legging. This one's more of a fitted style, so maybe that's the difference here. That might be something you just have to keep in mind with the different styles. Like if it's a baggier style, then maybe you need to size down if you want it to be a little more snug, and vice versa. So like if you're in between sizes. Another thing to note about this particular style, for whatever reason, noticeably thinner than the other ones. I feel like you can't exactly tell when you have it on. It's not like it like shows anything. I don't know. It's like it's not that thin, but it feels noticeably thinner. So this is a newer item to me. Key point of this one, it has a crisscross in the front here. It's in this kind of mid blue wash that has some fading to it. Now this pair is also a mid-rise. Wait, no. This is actually their low-rise baggy jeans, but this actually fits me more like a mid-rise. If I pull it up to where it's like comfortable, it comes up to right where my belly button is still, so not necessarily a low rise for me. So keep that in mind. Like if you are short or have a short torso, like it's probably not going to be that low, but I actually like that because I'm not like a huge low rise person, but I wanted to try these just to see what I thought. I honestly really like where it sits on my torso. Like I feel like it's very flattering, and even the crossover makes it so much more comfortable than like a true low cut jean. Yeah, and for that I was honestly quite impressed. This one actually does have a working button and zipper too, and then the fold over part has an extra button here so that it crosses over, which I do really appreciate. Honestly, it's like stretchy enough you could probably just like get it on without having to do that, but it's just those little extra details that I feel like makes it look higher quality to me. But yeah, super cute. I was really happy with this one. Liked it more than I thought I was going to. If I'm gonna be picky, kind of wish it was a little more snug around my hips, but I feel like it works though because it's like meant to be baggy. Okay, now this style is an example of one that does not have a functional button and zipper. So this is a mid-rise, another crossover style. This one is a straight leg fit, just a pull-on style. And also the front pockets are not functional either. So these are closer to just like a jegging. The back pockets, however, are functional, so you do have that at least. It does have belt loops, which I guess is like, okay, thank you, but a little bit unnecessary because the style crosses over like that. So it's not like they're like super functional anyway. So I don't really like the fact that it doesn't have these front pockets. Key point of this that I did want to try out was because this is a tummy control type of design, I guess. So they have this like panel on the inside like this that has a little bit more of like a compression type of material. I do like what it's doing for the pant. Like it does feel like more held and secured in like the lower belly area, but I feel like that's the only part that I actually like. This one is a bit of a thinner material as well, similar to the black bootcut style. The only other thing is something about this wash of fabric, plus, I don't know, the way the seams look. For some reason, this one just looks cheaper to me. It looks and feels cheaper. I don't know if it's really registering on camera very well, but versus all of the other ones that I showed you, like those actually look nicer and feel a little bit more luxe. I would skip over this one. I don't think I would recommend this one as much. So this one is another bootcut style, but this one is supposed to be low rise, which I'm like, how, in what world is that gonna be low rise because it's like high rise on me. So I honestly don't even know if that's gonna be low rise on the average person. Maybe mid rise at best, or maybe my concept of low rise is like ultra low rise or something. I don't know. Not that necessarily I was looking to have a low rise, but I wanted to see, you know, have some comparison for y'all. But similar to the other bootcut style, this one is a little bit more snug, and I like the way that it fits. I definitely feel like I'm gonna wear this one all the time. I also like the wash of it. Got this vintage wash, again in a petite length, so I feel like it's a perfect length for me. And again, just has all of the denim details to it. Like when I hold it up from here, like doesn't it just look like a pair of jeans? Honestly, that's just so surprising to me. But then it's like so stretchy. Yeah, don't really have anything else to add about this one. Like I feel like this is a winner for sure. These next two are a little bit different. I got these specifically because they had like a little bit of like a different design detail to them. This one in particular is a wide leg and has a cargo pocket on them. This is just a pull-on style, doesn't have any button or zipper. It just has like a legging type of waistband. I think personally I prefer the ones that have buttons and zippers that look a little bit more believable, whereas this one obviously would have to wear something that like covers it, which I think is fine because the style kind of lends itself to, you know, having an untucked top moment. I would say the fabric and the color is not exactly my favorite, but I do like the pocket thing going on here. They are functional and has this reinforcement going on at the corners, which I think is really helpful. Now, what I really do not like about this is because the fabric is quite thin. I mean, you can tell probably by the look of it here when I'm pulling it, but because it's a looser baggy style, I feel like it really shows the fact that it is a very thin material, and that really cheapens it really quickly, especially here on these front pockets. Because they are a patch pocket style, they're a little bit more gapey and it just looks very loose and cheap, kind of thin, you know, like flapping around, and that's just not a good look. Yeah, definitely am gonna have to wear something that covers, but I mean the rest of the leg, I think it's totally okay to have it kind of like floaty and loose like that. But up here at the crotch, like you don't need loose flappiness going on, you know what I mean? Like that's not, no, we don't need that at our crotch. This is the last pair of jeans, and then I do have a skirt and a pair of shorts. This one I wanted to try out also because it has this different design detail as well, and it's in a completely different wash. So it's in a gray denim look and then has these sporty little stripes going on the sides. Same as the other one, it doesn't have any details up here. It's just a pull-on style. The pockets are functional though, front and back. And then this one does kind of have a thicker waistband, which is nice. Now, I did get this one in a size small, whereas all the others are a medium, mainly because I wanted to test out whether a small would actually fit better than some of the mediums. So I just went out on a limb, and it turns out it really did. I feel like sizing down, at least for me and for my body type, for any style that's like super baggy, I feel like this finally achieved the look that I wanted. And so this could just be user error, not really knowing what size I needed. So yeah, I'm really happy that I went with the small on this. Aside from that, I do really like the wash of this. I don't have any other kind of gray pant or denim like this, so I think this is gonna be a interesting styling piece for me. Again, because it just looks like a legging kind of thing up here, I would definitely wear a top that covers. This is actually in a petite length as well, which is kind of shocking to me because this one for some reason is quite a bit longer still. So just keep that in mind. If you're any shorter than me, then this may be way too long for you. I could definitely make it work with a platform shoe, but also it would be easy just to like hem it as well. Actually pleasantly surprised with that. This was just kind of a wild card for me. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna style this one, but I think it could be fun to play around with. This next one is a skirt, actually a maxi denim skirt, which is something that I've been looking for just in general, and I'm kind of excited to have one in this material because I think it's just going to be super comfy and not so like stiff and like you can't really move around in it, you know what I mean, like a traditional denim would be. This is actually like a faded black. I mean, keep in mind it is kind of thin, so it's got a little bit of like that drapiness to it. It does have the split here in the front, which makes it nice and easy to walk. I do like the slim profile of it. Now, for some reason, I don't really know why I got this in the regular length. Either they didn't have the petite or it was out of stock. I don't know. I don't know my thought process there. This is definitely very floor length for me. I hiked it up as high-waisted as I could, and it was still kind of like kissing the floor. So there's that, but this one has functional buttons, zippers, pockets. Really happy to have this. It definitely can be dressed up, but at the same time, you're gonna feel like super comfy, like you're wearing just like a knit skirt, because like the stretch on this is insane. And then this last one is actually a pair of shorts, but it is a skirt, which I think is so cute. I loved this one when I saw it. I love the fold over flap detail here, but it is an actual pair of shorts, so the back looks like shorts. And I also love the wash of this. I think this looks like a very realistic denim to me. So just from that standpoint alone, I think this is a really like high quality option. I did have to get this in a large because I don't think they had my size. So unfortunately it is a little bit big. I wish I would have had a medium. If I were to lose any more weight, like this is definitely going to be too big because we're like just barely on the edge there. But I love this enough that I for sure would just like take it in if I needed to. I do love the length of these though. I think they're like the perfect length, not too short. Definitely gonna be a go-to like denim short for me. So the flap does have a functional button here that goes across, and then the button and fly are also functional, which I think is great. This is a winner for sure. Absolutely love that one. There's nobody that would see that and think, oh, that's just like a stretchy material. Like, no, that looks like denim. So if I had to pick my favorites, like definitely this skirt here, the wide leg with the cuff that's in the crop style. I really love that one as well. And then probably my other favorite, which is like really surprising for me, is that low-rise pair with the crossover. I actually really liked the fit of that one and the style of it as well. Majority of them I really do like, but it could also be like I chose ones that I think I would like in terms of like the style, the cut, the wash of it. I think is super important. Even within some of these styles, there are some wash choices or color choices that I would say don't look as nice and don't look as like real denim to me. If that's something that you care about, then I would just be like mindful of that. If you like look on the listing, much like this like mid-rise pair, the crossover one that I didn't like. This one is really like the biggest flop, I would say, out of all of them. And then maybe this like cargo style is like kind of low on the scale as well. I mean, I do still like the style of this and I'm definitely gonna wear it, like don't get me wrong. My only other note is the sizing is a little bit like confusing, I think, because it doesn't seem like super consistent across the board. But again, that could come down to just the fact that the style is supposed to be a looser baggy fit, but because it is such a stretchy material, it doesn't translate quite as well as a woven fabric would. So I kind of have this feeling that they have a pattern that's like meant for a woven fabric in this like baggy style, but then they make it out of a fabric that's very stretchy and kind of has a drape to it rather than a structure. And I think that's where we get some of that weirdness happening with some of the styles where it's a bit loose around the crotch and hip area, where you want it to be loose when you have a woven fabric because you clearly need some of that ease so that you can move around and not rip your pants. But when it comes to having a stretchy fabric, that ease kind of needs to be taken away because you kind of need it to be pulled a little bit tighter to look a little more structured, if that makes sense. It could just be easily remedied by sizing down on some of those wider, baggier fits. That could just solve all of those issues. But yeah, that's just my like opinion off the bat, first impression about the fits of these pieces. But yeah, I mean, overall, very pleased and would highly recommend some of these pieces for sure. All right, guys, that's gonna be all for this video. That's all of the denim pieces that I have to review for you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts, or if you've tried them, kind of like what you think about them, or if there's any other styles or things from them that you would like a review on. Like, definitely let me know. Maybe I can do another one of these. Everything is linked below if you want to check it out. You can definitely use my code if you want to get some money off. I think these would be great gifts as well to give somebody. But yes, with that, that is going to be all for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!